Hello and welcome to a YouTube video. I'm going to be doing 12.22, so preseason tier list. This is going to be on 12.22a. B will probably end up going live tomorrow, so I might have to reevaluate it afterwards because things like Radiant Virtue and the other new tank item, the Protean, I think that's what it's called, something like that. Yeah, the Void one, and uh, I'm Ravenous is getting left, so they should all have a pretty big impact on the state of the game. But this is all going to be fairly speculative because the patch has only been out for a short amount of time, and I'm going to go off what I know, which is like, I don't know, I've played a decent amount of games on this patch already in Diamond Plus, so it should be fine. Right, this is going to get reset because this is basically redundant now, because the game has changed a lot. So we're gonna go from low to high, and I think talking about the lows is probably the best place to start. So I'm gonna start with. Wait, did I have an F tier last time? 1 second, I need to check this. No, I did S to D. Yeah, so this. I'm gonna start with Rise because actually, do I even start with Rise? I mean, Rise has played enough to put him in the top lane section, so I think I do start with Rise. Ollie, where do I put Rise? Go on.
He's no hero.
He's terrible. Yeah, I mean,
Like,
Roa gets buffed next part. Or Roa gets buffed
yeah, but
tomorrow.
it depends how good Roa is tomorrow because right now he's completely shit.
I think top lane Rise is better than mid lane Rise. I've thought this for a long time, but the problem
Give it
with
a
Rise is
three,
yeah.
but it's Rise. You just rather have other things.
I'm also gonna
Um,
put Scion down here, purely based on the fact that Theo and Camille are the two. The problem with the game right now is if I do this and do this, uh, I'm just making an SS tier because it's just that
you might want
strong.
to put S plus.
Oh, I've accidentally deleted my S tier. Whoops. Wait, what color was it? It's this. Ah, I took them wrong. Add a row above. Ah, there we go. I've nailed it. Okay. And this can be pink. There you go. Because these two deserve their own tier. Because they are that
Let's see,
absurdly
0
broken at the moment. Because of
fuck,
Ravenous
fuck,
Hydra.
fuck.
Okay. We'll continue from low. I think another champ which got hurt quite badly is Jace.
I mean, Jace hasn't been good for a very long time, and the fact that a lot of top tankier tops and more fighter tops are good right now, I just don't think he's any good.
Yeah, I don't think he really
He,
challenged.
he doesn't have any really good item builds that really work that well because the lethality is just a bit now right now.
I'm gonna put Malphite down here as well. I think the tank item changes have like completely just screwed over Malphite and Rammus. So if I can find him, yeah. But it's so awkward to play an AD tank because the AD tank mythics are just. Well, I mean, there's not a particularly good one for it. It used to be Sunfires and Frostfire, but now Frostfire requires good base AD, so that's kind of not as good. But we'll see tomorrow as well, because I mean, the Protean is probably going to be what these champs have to run. Where's Maokai? Also another champ which has just completely been slapped in the face by. I think he's better than this. Maybe not. I think these two are like kind of possibly higher because
I think
we don't know
Malphite is
Hearts.
definitely the better than Sion, just because of the fact that he's got more team utility with his R, and
Yeah,
he's better, more realistic sustain and lockdown than the other tanks below him. That at least gives him some value if he's not good on his own.
yeah. I actually think Sun's probably better here.
Oh,
Sun might be B, but he's also really bad into these. I think the same goes for Cho'Gath top. I think Cho'Gath top's toe. I think these champs are better jungle. If you want to play any of these three champs, play them in the jungle. They are better in the jungle. Gragas. Where is Gragas? I'm actually not going to put Gragas this low. I think it's because
I
people are
think he's
probably
pretty
trying to
good.
force, trying to force things into him. He's bad into Fiora, but a lot of champs are bad into Fiora. And I guess he does struggle against like the more tanky champs, but Gragas is flexible and you can still go his AP build to the same kind of relative strength that it used to be. Yone is pretty meh at the moment.
It doesn't feel like he'd thrive in top lane right now.
Problem is Yone is just, I mean, Yone is a better top laner than mid laner. Whereas, I mean, it's the other way around with Yasuo. Yasuo's like
It's rough what's really good for you.
Yeah. Yone probably also belongs in XC. I'm gonna put Yasuo down here as well. We can maybe not. Maybe we can't. I'm not gonna put them together. I think Yasuo is actually significantly worse than Yone. Lilia can. I think Lilia benefits really well from demonics, but
I think just because of the melee buff, like demonics, and then also melee conqueror,
yeah,
will make Lilia top really strong. At least not sleeper, but like
yeah.
solid.
Lilia top might be S tier, but I'm gonna leave it in A for the moment because the win rate is kind of hard to leave her. It's actual strength. Akali absolutely got slapped in the face with the changes this patch. Tankier targets plus targets which just beats her in general. It hurts. Akali top isn't anywhere near as good as Akali mid. Akali top's kind of bad at the moment. Night Harvester is by far her best mythic though, so make sure you go Night Harvester. In most situations, definitely. Mundo? I think Mundo's not bad.
I don't think Mundo's awful. His only problem is Volibear, but...
Yep. Problem is Heart Steel is kind of hard to leave at the moment because it's so low elo skewed. That Mundo might just be a C tier champ, but because he's been popping off with people playing kind of badly at the moment, it's kind of hard to do this. I think, yeah, Mundo probably belongs in B. I think Tahm Kench also probably falls around here as well. Definitely a champ who's strong with the new item, and actually is probably better than... maybe better than Frostfire, but it'll be interesting to see. He's being changed next patch, so that's also another one to look out for. Teemo, kind of... I mean, Teemo has this thing where he's really good into Camille. I think he's also pretty good into Fiora because you can blind her during Q. Denies her from being able to get Q stacks, but... I think he's just okay. Like,
as much as he's good in the one-on-one lane, once you leave that lane and start team fighting, he loses a lot of value compared to other champs.
Yeah.
He doesn't provide much
probably
CC,
around
and he
here
provides
somewhere.
the blind, realistically. And his shrooms, if you don't get to the objective first, aren't brilliant.
Cassante probably also... Cassante probably sucks as well. If the tank items aren't doing well for the other champs, Cassante probably also gets tagged by it.
The issue with Cassante is more that like he
isn't here.
Doesn't do damage. He doesn't do it quick enough. In a sustained fight he can, but against a lot of the top lane champs right now, even some of the tanks, he can't output the same level of damage and can get bullied.
Yeah, Cassante's probably here with the other tanks actually, around here.
I think he's B tier if you can play him really well.
I know. I don't think. Maybe I just haven't seen anyone pilot this champ particularly well. Like, yeah, he can beat a lot of the strong things, but he also just loses to almost everything else. And even then, some of the strong things do just beat him as well. Vayne, I think, is a champ which is pretty good at the moment because you can play her into the Heart of Steel item. But Vayne herself isn't at the strongest spot she's ever been in, and she's also kind of Enchanter reliant, so...
As much as I hate playing against Vaynes, you can play a lot of safe things into it, at least, that like at least go even.
Yeah.
And then the Vaynes, you kind of just outscale the Vayne in usefulness.
It's like Teemo, where you're very reliant on stepping correctly, and making one wrong move can just completely screw you for the entire game, so... It's a very feast or famine champion. Almost, kind of similar to Fiora, except from Fiora doesn't have like anywhere near as much downfall at the moment. Sejuani is also probably with these tanks here. Another champ which was strong before, so isn't as badly tagged, whereas these ones were kind of on the down low anyway. But don't go demonics on Sejuani, it's not good. I tried it and I think it probably just completely collapsed in that game. I think it stunts you too hard. You kind of have to go traditional Sejuani. Just swap out Frostfire or Sunfire with the new Mythic. I mean, you can probably go Sunfire within your build depending on game state. So, Nah.
Nah's interesting.
He's there. I think he kind of.
Nah can go even against the against Camille and Fiora. But at the end of the day, he's very reliant on you having very good timings of his mega to be useful.
Kale is a champ which actually benefited from this patch because she can scale quicker with more XP. Still probably a B tier champion though. Does need to get buffed.
It is nice that she can beat Camille, and well, Camille post this.
I don't know about
It
that.
depends how the early game goes. If they're both even posted into 6,
I think
okay.
Camille's just too strong at the moment. I think Camille in her current state is too good. I think if Kale was stronger and Camille was slightly weaker, then yeah.
It's not a whitewash lane. I think it's a lane that she can outplay a little. There's outplay potential.
Yorick.
I don't think he's brilliant.
No, I don't like Yorick. He needs to be changed. The hard split push is kind of. I mean, plating got buff this patch, so it actually helps him. He might also be around here. I haven't seen any Yorick, so it's kind of hard to tell. A lot of these champs are speculative because I just haven't seen them. Like, no, I haven't seen Yorick. I haven't seen. I've seen a couple of these other ones, but yeah, these two I just haven't seen a single game of. Volibear.
I'm not confident that Volibear's
I haven't seen him like whatsoever.
very strong.
He was really good with Sunfire and Frostfire. Frostfire being turned into a Sheen item might be good for him, but
I can see that actually doing quite a lot.
yeah, because it might be Frostfire into like the old build, just going into
That's one of the reasons
Frozen
that
Heart.
Ravenous build was so good.
Yeah,
Because
because
Sheen item.
I mean, it might be Frostfire into Titanic, or it could just be Heart Steel into Titanic as well. There's a chance Volibear's really good, and people just aren't playing him correctly, but we'll have to see. Volibear's win rate's always low because people play him with the Riftmaker troll build, and lose games because of it. Ornn fell off. Yeah, he actually got hit really badly with the tank item changes. Heart Steel is just because it has no resistance tied to it. He suddenly loses the damage on his E, which he used to have, and that in turn really hurts him.
Yeah, like Ornn will probably see quite a lot of play still just because of his passive and just ability to upgrade everyone's items. But like as a champ on its own, it's not.
I don't even know if I can put him in A tier. I feel like I've massively because this is S. I've got a lot of top laners to still go. I'm gonna have to start dropping some of these.
We can sort this out. Like
Yeah, I think it. Yeah, okay. I'll figure out as I go along. Rumble. Rumble's good with Night Harvester, with Night Harvester being a good item at the moment, but Rumble is also kind of bad because he is very, very reliant on early game power.
yeah, the issue I always find with Rumbles is they do really well in lane because like, they're just very strong, but once their game hits 25-30 minutes, they sort of fade into the background.
Oh yeah.
They're no longer that threat that they were, even if they haven't been shot down yet.
You have to be good at piloting Rumble to make this champion work well. And I see a lot of people just flop on this champ because it falls off a cliff, and I think it's probably around here. Might be higher, but data suggests that it's a very mid champ at the moment, and we'll have to see as more games are played. Vladimir, probably. Vladimir is definitely better, more XP, faster skate. Well, hits his level spikes quicker. It's not a lot of XP, yeah, don't get me wrong, but like, it's something, and that helps him, definitely.
I mean, yeah.
A bit.
She was just Vlad is in like the common lanes of top lane, it's just how well can he just free farm in them.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's awful what's happening good in top lane right now, but it's just a bit rough for him.
Poppy's good, because she counters the meta, but
Yeah.
I think she's bad because she doesn't have great itemization at the moment. I think Frostfire, like, the changes were good for her, but it's kind of hard to. A lot of these tanks don't carve particularly well at the moment into like their later items. Like, she can beat these two really easily, but then she doesn't really beat many of these other ones because they do either just outscale or kite her. So it causes some problems. But she does counter the two strongest champs in the game at the moment, definitely. Tryndamere. I don't know how Navori has changed this champion, because he got changed this patch, and I haven't seen one yet. Data suggests that he's a 50% win rate champ, which probably suggests he's on a weaker side, because he usually hovers around 51% win rate, so He's probably a B tier champion.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't all. I don't think he was awful last pack, like last pack before preseason, and the very buff helping him will obviously
I don't know if they help him. I
push him.
genuinely don't. I don't even know what the item does. It's the one item which I just don't know. One sec. Let's quickly look at patch notes. Because I know it got changed this patch. I just didn't read it. Wait, did it not? Wait, maybe it didn't. Well, yeah, it did. If you have at least 6% crit chance your attacks, reduce your non-ultimate cooldowns by the up to 10 based on critical strike. Maybe it's better.
I just see it better just because of his stacking passive. He can get to that 60% crit a lot easier than
Yeah,
other champs.
I think he needs more. I think he would need more crit though. He'll probably go. Yeah, I mean he'll probably build with 3 crit items and maybe Phantom as well. I don't know. I have to see how that develops. I hate Renekton. Where is he? Where is
Really?
that to cock? Yeah, I think this champ's still horrific. I think he's a better mid laner by far. I
I think lethality Renekton's better mid, but if you want to play Bruiser Renekton, top's the better place to do it.
I don't even think Bruiser Renekton's good. He loses to the meta. He doesn't kill tanks. He
That's
falls
the
off a
problem.
cliff.
He's very good in like more early. Like, he's good in like when Darius, for example, like Darius when he's very strong, because Renekton when he plays very aggressively and goes Bruiser can beat Darius and things like that. But just with Fiora and Camille, it's just not good
I
enough.
haven't seen new Shojin on him, so that'll be interesting. But
It's
I
something
know
you
new
could try.
Shojin's nowhere near as broken as it used to be, so he probably falls around B tier. I'll put him low B. He might be higher. He might also be lower. I think Kled's on the because he's a Ravenous Hydra builder. He's just kind of strong. Any champ which builds this item is just strong at the moment. It's so. They took 5 AD off the item and gave it 24 for just farming 40 creeps, and that makes it broken. Plus more Omni Vamp as well. Like how absurd
Red
is
will
this
take
item?
that. That just his small damage you can get is just insane.
Rengar's a niche one. If you Rengar's a case of if you can play him well, he's good. If you can't play him, then don't because he's hard to play. He's really hard to play in the top lane. He is also around B tier then, definitely. I think Warwick's not bad, but he's always a cheese pick, and cheese picks are kind of niche. So
And whether he's good into the current meta is debatable, honestly. Like, at least if you're a Camille.
yeah, Gwen's another champ which is kind of around here.
I don't think Gwen's brilliant right now.
I think after her buff, she's definitely a lot
I think
stronger and
it's
can
a good-
compete, but
I think Gwen's a good counter pick to the tankier champs because she can just rip through
yeah.
them. But against the more bruisery champs, I don't think she can compete realistically.
Alawi, I think probably stayed around the same power level. I don't know if any of her items would have got changed. I don't know if she has any interesting interactions with Shojin as well, like changes the dynamic of her wave clear or anything. Alawi is just a strong champion in the right hands as well. Alawi, Rengar, and Gwen are all like, very good champs if you're good at piloting them. So
Yeah.
I'd recommend learning them well first before ever playing them in ranked. I think GP is definitely being played a lot more as his Prowler's Claw lethality build, which is definitely the stronger one, but higher health targets makes it worse for him.
I wonder if his crit build with the new Navori could become a thing.
Maybe. He is also another champ which is very pilot
'Cause
dependent.
once he hits the 3 item cycle in Navori, he can just start spamming barrels out a little bit quicker.
Urgot, finally a viable champion, I'm pretty sure. Hearts of Steel is actually a good mythic for him. Like, it
It's
gives
not really
him
some range champs, isn't it?
no, which is huge because Urgot did not have a good mythic beforehand. He was okay. He had a good mythic in Prowler's Claw, but you didn't want to build Prowler's Claw on him because he doesn't. He just he didn't
It
fulfill the
doesn't give
purpose
you.
of what you wanted to pick the champ for with Prowler's
Yeah.
Claw, and he was countered by Water's Mail really hard. And that with nerfs to both Randuin's and Frozen Heart, he is just better as a champion. So he is probably around A tier. He might even be S tier. I'll have to see how the whole tank kind of Heartsteel meta develops. Yeah, he might be S tier. I definitely have to think about that one. Nasus was really strong last patch. Also kind of comes into this patch pretty strong. Also a Brink
I
S tier
think,
champ.
yeah, I'd say he's brink of S tier. just due to his good matchups as well.
Garen
Right.
got a nice crit buff on his E, which helped him with the Mortal Reminder second. Also another champ which is pretty good at the moment. Does actually kind of fall off in high elo, but he's still good. He's still probably an A tier champion. Mordekai's is probably overpowered. Okay, Mordekaiser beforehand countered the meta. He was really good into meta. This now actually kind of hurts him, so he's probably fallen out of.
Yeah, because just if you're Camille is just a very good, very reliable counterpicks into Maud. Because even if he death realms you, Camille can either dodge death realm or just straight up win in death realm if they hang out to their ult. And Fiora is Fiora.
Yeah.
So 1v1ing a Fiora is always dangerous.
Maud is probably Brink A into S. Was really, really, really good last patch though, because he was good into ore and he was good into a lot of the tanks. He also beat out a lot of the squishier opponents, could sustain for a lot of the ranged champs. He was just very good. Same goes for Singed. I think Singed is hurt a lot this patch by the Turbo Chem tank being changed. I mean, it might actually be stronger with Turbo Chem tank being changed. You might just have to itemize it correctly, because Riftmaker is probably his best mythic at the moment. I don't think the new tank mythic would work particularly well on him, but it might work well because he can go and pocket on every member of the enemy team. But yeah, that might be worth testing. The new tank mythic on Singed.
If Roa's decent next.
Oh yeah, Roa as well.
Start building Roa.
Yeah, like a Roa first on Singed might not be a bad thing. Singed definitely benefits a lot from levels as well. Points in E, points in Q. It's either damage or your flip is on a shorter CD. Wukong, another Ravenous builder, so really, really strong at the moment. Also just bullies a lot of top laners. Riven, also another Ravenous user. Yeah, if you haven't noticed, this is the way it's gonna go. Ravenous users are just overpowered at the moment. Like, this item, when it gets nerfed tomorrow, should definitely.
Very much is it's a very strong item to say the least.
Jax is also good because he's a very good anti-meta answer. He beats a lot of the Ravenous users. Plus Shojin's back, so he's also stronger from that. They are changing him though. His R is going to be changed into something else, which is nice because his R was a bit underwhelming. But also it was very strong. Jax might be SS, but I'm going to put him S tier. He probably falls around here. He probably falls top. Olaf. Olaf has been strong for so many patches now. He kind of just flies under the radar. Nothing really changed that much with this champ. I think Aatrox is actually stronger this patch than he was last patch, and Aatrox has always been pretty good, so he probably also falls around here. It's like this one of his.
Aatrox is a little bit lower in the S tier just because of Fiora Camille.
Yeah.
Even though the Fiora matchup isn't as one-sided as it used to be with the more lethality build. But I still think that you have to be careful when blind picking this champion.
Ravenous Aatrox might be a thing as well.
It might be actually.
So there might be that going for him. Shen is a really good tank, also not bad with Heart of Steel. Maybe weaker than he was last patch, but he's still really strong, so he probably falls around here. Does lose some Maud really hard. You have to ban Shen. As Shen, you have to ban Maud, because this matchup is unplayable. It's by far his worst matchup in the game. Darius is gonna continuously stay in the S tier. They don't seem to like the idea of nerfing this champ. Probably not as strong as last patch, but he's always good. This champ is always around meta. I dislike him, but he's not the unhealthiest thing to have at the top of the meta. There are far worse things. I believe that's it for the top lane. I don't think oh wait, Aurelia. I've missed this champion. Yeah, Aurelia's also really Ravenous. Probably falls around the Ravenous tier as well.
Would you say Bruiser or Crit's better on Aurelia?
You'd still go the Crit Mythic, but you'd probably go like Bork Ravenous into the Crit into Shield Bow. That's probably Aurelia's best build, I think. Yeah. I'm missing some champs, aren't I? I'm missing like Silas and Set. I missed like a group of champs somehow. And I look back and I was like, yeah, these champs are missing. I don't like Set. I've never really liked this champ.
The issue
He
is, I
falls
feel like
off.
Set's very gimmicky as
Yeah,
well.
he very much relies on the enemy not fully understanding what he does. I think Set's win rate's probably lower, but I think Set can. I think Set is probably a Ravenous champion, but people are probably building him with Heart of Steel at the moment, which is naturally hitting him. So he's probably around 80 actually. Silas was the other one I missed by accident. I'll also come to Trondo, Quinn. There's a couple here. Quinn. I don't know. Quinn isn't played a lot.
I don't think Quinn's very good.
Yeah, I
Mainly
think
just
she also
because,
falls off at the moment.
yes, the champ heavily relies on the enemy either having a really, really good matchup, and the enemy like laners not playing around for roam timers.
Yeah,
And
Silas
the higher
is a
you go,
counter into Malphite,
the worse it
and
gets.
Malphite isn't good at the moment, so Silas naturally becomes worse. Silas is a pretty good champion. If you run Fire Strike on him, he also does decent amount of scaling and damage. But yeah, if Malphite's not good whatsoever, then he's also just naturally going to tank. Zach's definitely weaker. I think Zach was probably an S tier, well, like one of the best champs in the top lane last patch. It's kind of like a sleeper pick, but new tank mythics have hurt him as well. Another
Is it
victim.
top?
Nah, too niche. I think Pantheon definitely could be on here.
I feel like Pantheon
There's
is
also cheese.
he's just cheese, yeah.
I think Pantheon probably falls around that mark as well. Udyr, another top laner which I accidentally scoped over. Udyr might be really good with Heart of Steel because his W does like a lot of health, and Demonics is really good on him, so he might be around A tier.
I just don't feel like he's as. I don't think he's as. I don't know if he's good as some of the other tanks though. That's the only problem. Like,
Yeah, he's definitely better jungle. Definitely
yeah.
play Udyr if you want to play a jungle. I'm missing one other champ which I said earlier, and then I just forgot to come back to him. I'm missing Kennen, and I'm missing Heimerdinger.
I don't think Kennen suits this current meta.
No,
very
not
well.
really. Kennen's probably down here. How am I missing all these champions? Like, are we just not played a lot? Kennen. Or am I blind? Kennen's just not on here. I am missing top laners because of this. The hell? Yeah, Kennen's pretty bad at the moment. He struggles. I think he's probably around here, probably better than the tanks, which are just inherently weak at the moment. But yeah, he's pretty bad. Trundle's another one. Split pushing
Trundle's
is
just
not
cheese as
bad.
well.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true. He
he
probably
relies
falls
on
around here.
people either trying to fist fight him level 1, thinking they can win, or
Like,
just patching someone.
really healthy targets, Swain's really good into it. And Swain top's always been pretty okay, so he's probably around here as well. But build Leandries and Rylai's, don't go Abyssal first. It's not good.
Yeah,
I've learned my lesson. It's not good. I tested it and it just doesn't work particularly well. Cassie's probably a good answer into the meta as well. We're also getting changed next patch tomorrow, but for the moment, probably still a Leandries champion. Good at kiting, and a lot of these champs can be kited. Also good as like an anti-tank answer. You have to be good at Cassie though. This champ's really reliant on kiting and just piloting it well. Is that it? I think it's like Victor or too niche. I'm just gonna.
Nocturne?
Nah, also too niche. It's like Heimerdinger, possibly, but also too niche. And I just haven't seen it at like any of these champs this patch, so it's not really worth putting them on for the moment. They might get. It's like Soraka might get added next time. Have to see. So I think this is good. I like this. Yeah.
It's a fairly good list.
Yeah. So this is the Diamond Plus for 12.22 of the first 2 days, I think, or is this for third day? This is the third day. Yeah, 12.22B will drop tomorrow, and I'll probably make another tier list for that. I'll probably see things like this happen, but we'll have to see how big the Ravenous nerfs are. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.